Of discovery. Reporter Seyi Rhodes has established his identity on TV, but is concerned his image may trouble some members of a religious movement with a distinctive look and sound.
Bob Marley, the ambassador of reggae, and also one of the few major faces of minority religious movement Rastafari. It's a faith synonymous with enduring stereotypes. Reggae music, red, gold and green hats, and perhaps most famously, dreadlocks.
I always wanted to have dreadlocks. It's a really cool hairstyle, and it's also uncompromisingly black, which was very important to me growing up. I went to an all-white private boarding school, and I needed some way to express to the world who I am, and this is it. But the problem is I'm not a Rastafarian. So it's got me wondering, if I'm not a Rastafarian, should I really be wearing my hair in dreadlocks?
Rastafari began with Marcus Garvey, a Jamaican black rights campaigner and philosopher who prophesied and said, "Look to Africa when a black king shall be crowned, for the day of deliverance is at hand." In the 1930s, Rastafari was crowned as the Emperor of Ethiopia, and he took the name Haile Selassie, which means power of the Trinity. Garvey's supporters saw this as the Messiah returned to earth. And so a movement was born, and named after Selassie's title and birth name, Rastafari. I felt I needed to go on my own journey of discovery, and so what better place to start than at the one-time home of the Emperor himself, in, believe it or not, Bath. I've come to Fairfield House to meet one of the trustees, Dr. Sean Sobers.
Tell me about the significance of this place to Rastafarian people.
Rastafarians see Haile Selassie essentially as their god, their deity. So, in all intents and purposes, this is where God lived for the Rastafari people.
How do dreadlocks play into the faith?
Numbers chapter 6, which is the book in the Bible, talks about the Nazarene vow. And the Nazarene vow is that a blade shall not touch your head. You know, we call it the liberty within Rasta, you know, it's not what's on the hair, etc., but it's the liberty about how you live. So we don't even say Rastafarian, it's Rastafari, you know, it's like a verb, we keep doing it. So it's absolutely a journey.
To help me get deeper into the spirituality behind the dreads, I've been invited to join the worship here at Fairfield House. It's led by Ras Bandele, the respected Rastafari priest for the southwest of England. And he told me more about the history of dreadlocks, also known as natty, a term used to describe afro hair when it isn't combed and has started to knot up. At one time, those who had dreadlocks or natty were persecuted just because of the way they looked.
I born in Jamaica. So in Jamaica it was a criminal offense. Man could catch you up and put you in prison for nothing more than what? Growing your natty.
Wow.
No one in the world would have put on natty unless he's a sincere Rastafari.
I'm starting to see dreadlocks in a whole new light. So what do the congregation at Fairfield House think of me having them, despite not practicing the faith?
How do you feel about people growing dreadlocks when they don't follow your lifestyle?
Some Rastas don't like it because it's a very serious covenant.
It doesn't damage me in any way because it's not the appearance of a man. For my part, it's the inner. That's what it's all about.
And do you feel like it's deceptive if I'm wearing the locks but I'm not a follower of his teaching?
It's very deceptive because you're misleading others.
Why don't you try to live like a Rastafari man and give up anything that isn't part of the order and then make a decision?
And it's coming through in what you're saying that really you'd prefer if I didn't carry the hair, if I'm not living the life.
I personally would prefer if you tried to live up because you'll actually find the joy and the glory. So it probably is your destiny, but you have resistance in you.
I was genuinely nervous about coming here today, but actually I faced a lot less hostility than I thought I would. Instead of cutting my hair, actually, what I need to do is spend more time in places like this, speaking with elder Rastafari people, learning about the faith and giving it the respect that it deserves.
Seyi Rhodes.